When I met Ryan, I thought I'd finally done the grown-up thing. I'd had my chaos years. The late nights, the short flings that felt like fireworks and ended like smoke, the kind of drama that makes you feel alive until it eats you. At 29, I was done auditioning for a life and ready to live one. Ryan seemed like the answer. He was steady in a way that soothed me. He changed my oil without being asked, texted good morning every day, and double-knotted his sneakers before we went on walks. He remembered my mom's birthday and bought my dad decaf because he knew that was what he preferred. He was not flashy. He didn't peacock in rooms. But he was safe, and after years of being my own worst decision, safe felt like the most exciting choice I could make. He never drilled me about my past. I offered the edited cut. A few long relationships, some dumb choices in my early 20s, and the line that always got me off the hook, but that's not me anymore. He'd nod and say, the past doesn't matter. We're here now. I loved that sentence like a shield. It meant I could be the new me without explaining how the old me had made a mess of things. We moved in together 9 months in. It was practical and sweet. He took the smaller closet without a sigh. He clipped our spare keys onto the same ring and said, one set, one place, like a little ceremony. On Sundays, we grocery shopped. I put flowers in the cart, he put coffee. We learned the shape of each other's evenings. My bath at 9 with a book, his habit of wiping the counters before bed. He was the kind of man who notices crumbs and quietly deals with them. I was the kind of woman who notices feelings and tries to talk them into submission. Somehow, we met in the middle and built something that looked like a future. And then a Sunday came with the smallest crack. The Wi-Fi kept blinking out. Ryan got on the floor with the router and a screwdriver. I went to shower humming, thinking about pancakes. The water was hot and the mirror fogged, and for once my brain was quiet. I heard him call my name. Not loud. Not worried. Flat. That tone you hate because it sounds like a door clicking shut. I came out in a towel, dripping. He was at my desk, my old external hard drive plugged into his laptop. The drive had followed me through 4 apartments and 3 relationships, shoved in a drawer with tax papers and birthday cards. It was one of those black bricks you forget even exists until you trip over it. He turned the screen toward me. On it, a paused video. Me. In a room I recognized immediately. My old place with the awful green curtains. Me and my ex. There was nothing to misread. It wasn't art. It wasn't blurry. It was proof. He didn't raise his voice. What is this? My mouth went dry. Old, I said. I forgot those were on there. He clicked the next file. And the next. And the next. Different nights. Different angles. Different versions of me. I could see my own laugh, the way I threw my head back, the way I mouthed bold things like I wasn't afraid of consequences. I wanted to snatch the laptop, toss it, invent a fire. My ears rang. You forgot 50 videos, he asked. I didn't count them, I said as if that helped. It was before you. All before you. I swear. I didn't think. He leaned back. His jaw flexed once. I asked if there was anything I should know. You said no. I asked what your past looked like. You said messy, but didn't say this. He wasn't cruel. He was calm. Calm is worse when you deserve anger. Fear shook something ugly loose in me. When I feel cornered, I get sharp. Instead of falling at his feet and apologizing, I said the line that ruined us. You wouldn't even know what to do with that girl, I hissed. You don't deserve that side of me. His face didn't twist. It just emptied. He closed the laptop, unplugged the drive, and handed it to me like a hot pan. Then maybe I don't deserve you at all. I started begging right away. I said it came out wrong. I said I was scared. I said I loved him. I said I was different now. He listened. He didn't debate. He packed a bag like someone who has done it before and hates that he knows how. A few shirts, the shaving kit, the charger he always coils neatly. He left the spare key on the counter. The door clicked. The apartment exhaled. The first night I slept on the couch, waiting to hear his step in the hall. The second night I slept in the bed and hugged his pillow. The third night I drafted a long text about second chances and the future. I deleted it. I called his sister, who used to send me memes at midnight. It rang once and dropped to voicemail. I tried his friend Owen. He said, I think you should give him space. And then more gently, he's hurting. I cried until my eyes puffed. On Friday, Ryan did something I never imagined. He told people the truth. He didn't post the videos. He didn't screenshot my worst line. But he didn't protect me either. His sister called my mom because our families had become holiday-level close. My mother called me with a voice like broken glass. Is it true? She asked. About the videos? About what you said. My dad got on the line and didn't say anything for a long time. When he finally spoke, it was quiet. We raised you to be honest. I tried to frame it as a misunderstanding. But there's not much to misunderstand when a man finds a folder with date-stamped proof. My parents didn't disown me. They did something worse. They hung back in a cautious sadness that felt colder than anger. We love you, my mother said. We're disappointed. That word works like a slow acid. My friends split. A few texted, "You're allowed to have a past." Others said nothing and simply stopped answering. I noticed the unfollows. It is wild how you can feel people stepping away without a sound. Ryan never posted a thing about it. He just changed his relationship status to nothing and started showing up to trivia nights alone. I sent one more message. "Please, can we talk?" He replied the next day. "We already did. I offered therapy." He said, "Therapy won't change what you said." I wrote a letter, real paper, hand cramp and everything. I dropped it in his mailbox. 2 days later, I found it on my doormat unopened. The hard drive lived on my dresser like a brick of guilt. I moved it to a drawer. I moved it back. I considered smashing it with a hammer the way people in movies smash plates and feel better. But the videos weren't the problem anymore, my sentence was. I had told the man I loved that he never deserved my full self. Even if I didn't mean it the way it sounded, I had said it. Some words stain. I tried to fix my life in small ways. I stopped drinking during the week. I ran in the mornings. I went to work and kept my head down. I avoided the coffee shop where we used to share a muffin and label it ours. I ignored the group chat. One night, I passed Ryan and a woman on the street near the farmer's market. She was ordinary in the best way. Jeans, a ponytail, no long lashes, no drama. He was laughing in that soft way he does when he's with someone safe. They didn't see me. I kept walking and then sat on a bench 2 blocks away and cried into my sleeve like a kid. Because I hate myself most when I'm performative, I did not write a long public post about my truth. I did one smart thing and found a therapist. Her office smelled like cinnamon tea and printer paper. She asked me why I lied by omission and why I jabbed when cornered. The quick answers came first. I wanted to be loved for the version of me that cooks soup and folds laundry and doesn't flip tables. The deeper answer came later. I didn't think a man like Ryan would choose me if he knew me fully, so I split myself in 2 and tried to keep the halves from meeting. When he saw them both, I punished him for it. 3 weeks in, the apartment felt too large. I put Ryan's mug in the back of the cabinet, and then brought it forward again because it felt cruel to hide it. I deleted music that belonged to the old me and then added it back because deleting isn't the same as changing. I went to my parents for dinner. My mother set a plate in front of me and asked if I'd heard from him. I said no. She touched my wrist like you touch a hot pan with one finger to see if it still burns. "I'm sorry," she said. "I wish we could fix this for you." My dad said, "I wish you hadn't tried to be 2 people." A month after the Wi-Fi broke, I saw Ryan at the grocery store. He was in the produce aisle, picking up avocados with care like he always did, thumb against the stem end, gentle. The same woman was with him. He looked thinner but not wrecked. He looked like someone who had chosen a direction and was walking in it. I panicked and ducked behind a display of apples. When I came up for air, they were laughing about how cilantro tastes like soap to some people. He passed me with a nod that wasn't cruel or kind. It was polite. Polite as a cliff. That night I did something I had avoided. I opened the hard drive and went through every folder. Not to wallow, to clean house. I watched the first 10 seconds of each, long enough to know what it was, and then I dragged it to the trash. My stomach turned. I saw myself perform a version of intimacy that had nothing to do with love. I saw myself at 26 thinking a new body means a new story. I cried, ugly, shoulders heaving. I emptied the trash. 50 clicks. Empty. The silence in the room after the chime was so loud I had to turn on the fan. 2 days later, I texted Ryan a simple sentence. I deleted them all. He didn't respond. I didn't expect him to. It wasn't for him. It was for the me who wanted to stop being a split screen. Work helped. I buried myself in a project and started eating lunch outside instead of at my desk. I stopped telling stories that made me look like a main character and started asking questions. I didn't announce this change to anyone because that's not changing, that's PR. I also stopped dating because I didn't trust my picker. Men asked and I said no, not right now. It felt like giving up a small drug. On a Thursday, Ryan emailed. Subject line, for closure. The body was 2 paragraphs. He said he had read my letter. He said he believed I was sorry. He said the thing that mattered most wasn't the videos, it was my sentence. I need to be with someone who doesn't keep parts of herself in a locked room, and then insult me for not having the key, he wrote. I hope you become that person for yourself. He wished me well. He did not offer coffee. He did not offer friendship. He did not, as my dramatic brain once hoped, say he missed me. He closed the door with care. I went home, printed the email, and slid it into the drawer with the lease and passports. Not because I wanted to reread it, but because it was part of my paperwork now, like taxes and immunization records. Proof of what I learned the hard way. Life has a way of piling on small humiliations when you deserve at least a few. A mutual friend hosted a game night. I wasn't invited. Photos went up later. Ryan and the ponytail woman on a couch, knees touching, someone's dog asleep on his foot. I scrolled until my thumb ached and then put my phone in a drawer, closed it, and made tea. I know that sounds like a cliché. It is. Some clichés survive because they work. The ponytail woman showed up in my world one more time. I was leaving a bookstore when she held the door. Hey, she said softly. You're Madison, right? My name in her mouth felt like a test. I nodded. I don't want to make this weird, she said. But I wanted to tell you he's okay. She didn't gloat. She didn't smirk. She said it like a kindness. I nodded again, eyes stinging, and said, take care of him. She said, I will. That was the last time I saw her up close. I wish I could say I became a better person overnight. I didn't. I still talk too fast when I'm nervous. I still reach for pretty versions of myself when the real one feels thin. But I stopped punishing men for the choices I made before them. If a date asked about my past, I answered in plain sentences. If he flinched, that was information, not an enemy. Mostly, I took a break from turning my life into a stage. I cooked for one, cleaned my sinks, called my grandmother, and didn't post about it. About 5 months after the breakup, I ran into Ryan's sister at a coffee shop. I could have pretended not to see her. I didn't. I walked up and said, I'm sorry. She looked at me for a long second, then nodded. I know. She didn't invite me to sit. She didn't slap me either. On my way out, she said, I hope you're okay. It landed like a truce. Here's the part everyone always wants. The dramatic apology, the grand gesture. There wasn't one. I didn't stand outside his window in the rain. I didn't mail him the ring he never gave me. I kept my head down and let time do what it does for people who stop touching the wound. I kept deleting the little lies I tell myself when I feel small. I kept showing up to therapy even when I wanted to cancel and binge shows instead. I learned how to sit through shame without turning it into a performance. A year out, the hard drive was gone. I tossed it in a city electronics recycling bin on a Saturday in June. I didn't make a speech to the volunteer who took it. I went home, watered my plants, and texted my mother a photo of the basil I hadn't killed. She sent back a heart. That was enough. Every once in a while, I see Ryan across a street or in a crowd. He looks like himself. The gentle man who double knots his shoes and checks expiration dates. He looks happy in that quiet way the right people wear. I don't go up to him. I don't look away either. I say in my head, thank you for not exploding my life when you could have. Thank you for walking, not burning. Thank you for making me look at the parts of myself I kept behind locked doors. If you're waiting for me to say he came back, he didn't. He won in the simple way that matters. He kept his dignity, he told the truth, and he built a life without me that doesn't require a disclaimer. I lost in the simple way that teaches. I tried to split myself in two and punished the man who noticed. The lesson is not that a woman can't have a past. It's that a relationship can't survive when you treat the person who loves you like a stand-in for your least generous self. Sometimes late at night, I think about the sentence I said and wish I could pull it back through my teeth. You don't deserve that side of me. The truth is, he did deserve the real me. The one who can be messy and honest and still loyal. I just didn't trust that woman enough to introduce her. Now I do. If someone asks who I am, I say it plain. If he leaves with the truth. If he stays with the same. This isn't a redemption arc tied in a bow. It's a woman making tea, turning off her phone, paying her rent, and showing up to her life without the old soundtrack of spotlights and secrets. It's not glamorous. It's not viral. It's better. And if I ever forget, if I ever feel the old urge to split myself in two because I'm afraid the unfiltered version won't be loved, I think about Ryan in the produce aisle, thumb at the stem of an avocado, testing for ripeness with gentle pressure. He always knew how to tell when something was ready. I didn't. I'm learning.